glorious. I don't know. What better way to spend a Sunday? Okay, so we're good to go, Scott?
Yep, we're good.
Fantastico. So to recap, last time on the Shadow Dancer, the party repelled 2 wyvern assaulting the ship. They used ballista, and a crazy monk deftly jumped off the ship and attacked a wyvern single-handedly. For those that haven't seen it, Note created an 8-bit representation of that assault, and you should hit her up later offline.
I only sent it to you, my bad.
Oh, I know, I saw.
Okay.
That's why I'm selling you out to everybody.
Rude.
And so eventually, after much damage to the ship and no damage to any of you, really, I don't think, the 2 wyvern were repelled. However, the ship is not doing quite so well. It is now streaming black smoke out the starboard side, if I'm not mistaken, where our repairman did not roll quite so well as he did on the port side. The smoke is now quite visible, and Silver, who was on deck with you guys during the wyvern repelling, lets out a "son of a" and proceeds to run over to the ladder and proceed down into the ship towards, presumably, said streaming smoke hole in the side of the hull. And that is where we are.
Well, I guess maybe I should follow him and try to figure out what's going down.
Okay.
So I'll run after Silver.
Gotcha. If I'm not mistaken, James, you guys was already down there, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Attempting to deal with the problem.
Okay. Is everyone else hanging up topside, or is anybody else running down as well?
No, Ray is gonna go to the forecastle, light up another cigarette, and just kind of like prop his feet up on the spar and just kind of
enjoy the crashing ship.
Yeah.
Bask in the glory of victory.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. How about Deca?
He is just going to be sitting there writing in his little journal that he has about what's been going on in the day so far, as the ship's crashing and burning.
Dear diary, this may be my last entry. Not sure.
I love Deca.
Actually, yeah, no, it would probably I'd be sitting next to you and adding in like, oh, don't forget you did this, sir.
This is Deca's log, or is it diary? Okay, so down below, our Minotaur friend is admiring the oops moment that he had and trying to figure out how he can reverse that. And in runs Silver, who is surprised to see you there because he figured this was unattended, and looks at you and says, "What are you doing?" And he's almost bowled over by the arrival of our other ship's engineer. See, she has it on there, so I'm gonna get this right. Like Martine. Martine almost like bowls Silver over. Come into the room. Where Martine, you are greeted with the overlarge Minotaur and his pipe wrench.
I'm just imagining the giant Sea-Whiz wrench, by the way.
There is a gaping hole in the side of the hull. There are a bunch of ballast tubes that are spraying, sparking, and shooting out all sorts of who knows what's it. I'm sure you as an engineer know who's what's it, but it's all, is it crap, so what's it?
Okay, so what I would like to do is see if I can find a cutoff valve for the spraying liquid that would not immediately cause us to plummet to our deaths, to try to prevent the accelerant from spraying out all over the place, because that's pretty fucking dangerous.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a search.
All right.
If you would like to look also, you may.
That would be investigation, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, cool. I am good at these.
James, it's
Except
Gallant,
I
right?
rolled a natural 1.
You're Gallant, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
I need to start learning your names, so.
Oh, Martine. Oh, no.
I trip over Silver and faceplant in the deck.
Yeah.
How the heck does it keep rolling 2?
So that's automatic. It's rolling to see if for your advantage or disadvantage. It's an auto thing you can enable or disable in the character sheet.
You can disable it, but for the most part, if it's a standard roll, we just end up taking the first number. Is how.
Right.
Okay.
And if you have advantage, obviously we take the higher one. If you have disadvantage, we take the lower one.
Okay.
So yeah, the two of you actually think that you found a few dials that might help. They're not labeled very clearly, and there's a lot of noise from the air rushing and the sparks and the accelerant leaking. And Silver basically is like, "Can you fix it or what?"
So Martine is just going to scream out, "Turn the lever!" and then actually go and start messing with the dials
Nice.
because of what I've rolled.
Roll a D100.
Okay, I can do that.
Oh no.
Those have a history of going really well for us.
46.
So, what you just opened was another ballast exhaust. And the pipe actually just starts like quivering like crazy because you increased the pressure. And then wow, I am brain farting on the word. The cool thing that you span pops off in your hand. And you narrowly get out of the way before ballast exhaust starts like spraying out of that. And the ship lurches. So I need everyone to roll a reflex save higher than 10.
Even those of us sitting on the ground or
Yeah.
on the floor.
Like, this is a pretty significant lurch.
Damn.
I'm good. I think I'm 20.
Okay.
I had my headset off. Did I hear reflex save from everybody?
Yeah,
Yeah.
death save.
Oh. Well.
Yeah,
No, Deca.
Martine is going to tell Silver that his ship is not laid out the way it should be.
And actually, I need one for Silver. Good call.
And nat 20, so 25 for Ray.
Yeah, you're going to be okay. So it looks
I
like
imagine
Deca-
I'm able to like my cigarette comes out of my mouth, and wherever we're falling, I'm able to actually just kind of do and get back into position.
And this lurch really is that drastic for everyone on the top deck to suddenly be airborne.
Oh, God.
Everybody except for Deca manages to quickly grab a hold of something. Deca, on the other hand, finds himself in the air like free fall all of a sudden a little bit. Your journal out of your hand because you rolled so low, swiping, trying to grab a hold of it. No, because you were there, would you like to try and assist Deca to
Yeah, of course.
not crash into the ship when it suddenly stabilizes again in half a second?
Yes, I will try to. What would you allow me to do? What do I have time for?
I would allow either a straight dex check or athletics.
I don't know how close, because I was at the very front of the ship. So how close were they to
I think
Ray?
you said they were sitting down back in the back to right on the drill.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I can't even get close. So there's no way I can get over there.
Well, since I have a -1 for strength, let's go with the dex check instead of athletics.
Do it.
And I grab the notebook.
There you go.
One in each hand.
I will allow it. Deca,
Got my priorities.
quite a bit larger than Note and significantly heavier than she might expect. She manages to grab you and guide you back down to the ship as it starts to go up again.
All right.
You safely hit the hull as opposed to, or the deck as opposed to splattering on your face.
I thank her and I start writing back in my journal about a dissertation about how the probability of crashing in an airship is much higher than I've learned in the past.
It's much higher than we previously suspected.
They probably can't see it, but like at the front of the ship, Ray is probably doing one of these.
Over the ship's loudspeakers, you hear Flint basically say, "What the hell are you doing, Damager parties? Silver to the bridge!" And he's clearly an angry, surly person at the moment because his ship is proceeding to go down.
No.
At that point, you actually notice the what is wrong with me today? The cool thing to turn like this.
The rudder?
Thank you. The rudder.
Do you need coffee? I can bring you some coffee.
I don't know. The rudders all start to activate as Flint is trying to get a hold on the ship and start to, take a safe descent angle because he sees this is not currently a winning battle to stay afloat.
I would like to say, because Ray is not really served aboard a ship, and when like the lay to the bridge, he's gonna start like kind of looking around for a bridge that we're about to hit.
Nice.
Martine is going to look at her Minotaur companion and go, well, now that he's out of the way, maybe we can actually find the correct valves.
Sure. Search away. Or do you want to go with one of the other three you already found?
No, I'm going to search. I'm definitely going to search again.
Okay.
Oh, I am
think
rolling
we
like
need to.
shit for this. 9.
You were unable to identify any other valves except for the, two remaining of the three that you found.
I do want to ask, does the Minotaur actually assist me? And if he
Yes.
can, I have advantage with him helping.
Or he can roll on his own. It's up to him.
Okay.
Galeth, would you like to do your own roll or offer her advantage?
I'm going to offer her advantage because I've got a -1 to any form of perception, so...
Ooh, that's better. 15.
He's a plumber. He's just got the crack,
Still slightly below average, but at least better than your last few
Yeah.
rolls.
Thank you, gal. That helped immensely. He like grabs her head and like tilts it over there. I think the valves are over that way.
So what he has showed you is actually a cutoff valve to the tube that you already opened. So you could reduce the pressure to that area there.
Yeah.
Not going to do anything about the overlarge problem, but the problem you just created will be mitigated.
All right. Let's do that.
Okay. So he does have a pipe wrench that will probably be necessary. Whoever has the larger strength can roll with advantage if the two of you are working together with said pipe wrench.
I'm pretty sure Gal is going to have a greater strength because I have an 8. I have a -1 modifier.
Yeah, I'll roll that strength.
I will assist.
So does that give me advantage?
Yep. Boom. Look at you. So yes, between the two of you, obviously, you managed to go ahead and tighten that up, and the mess that Martine made a few minutes ago is officially, you're pretty convinced, not currently a problem. You did lose significant amounts of ballast there, which is why the ship dropped significantly. But you are okay at the moment. Still going down and still streaming smoke out the side.
Like Ray is pretty calm about this, but he is going to kind of like look over the side. Like, is there any way for me to determine just how hard we're going to hit if we hit the ground, like at current velocity?
I believe the term is term.
I mean, you're in a controlled descent at the moment.
Okay, so nothing really like. Ray's pretty confident that like he can jump off and not get seriously hurt if it comes to it once we're close enough to the ground.
When you get lower to the ground, you could probably manage to survive a fall, sure, if you tucked and rolled well.
Okay. Ray's confident. Ray's not exactly the most personable guy in the world, but he's pretty lucky and pretty good at landing on his feet.
All right. So is something still on fire right now?
Yes, the pipe that Galeth was working on before you came down that had the accelerant.
Yeah.
Is like shooting black smoke and sparks.
All right. Is there anything around us that might be similar to a fire extinguisher?
Negative.
Okay.
That's what he was hoping to use the coolant for that did not work out so well.
All right. Well,
Or at least the pipe that was labeled coolant, it might not have actually been coolant. However that really played out, that's, didn't go so well.
all right. And it's just like spewing sparks and stuff.
Yep, there's lots of sparks and black smoke.
Could we use Gal's wrench to like pinch that so that it stops spewing?
Is it in a like how would that work? Like,
I'm not entirely sure. I mean,
smack it with the knife, or?
smack it and then like hit it up so that it kinks.
Okay, so I'm not there, but I would say from a physical standpoint, like if it's an I don't know if it's an adjustable wrench or not, but you could use it basically like vice grips, grab it and then twist it, and you could pinch the pipe. The problem is if there's any kind of real pressure there, it's gonna blow up.
Well, my wisdom is shit, but could I do some sort of check to see if I think that this is going to be an explosion type thing, or if we need to cut off the accelerant?
You being an artificer, I will allow an intelligence plus proficiency check to identify that.
All right.
See how generous I am.
19.
You would definitely agree with Scott's out of character assessment that pinching off the accelerant pipe is probably not the best bet.
All right.
And in the meantime, I would like a D100 from somebody else, please. Okay, nothing new this time. What would you like to try now, engineers?
You got any ideas, Gal?
How big is the gap between the busted off piece of the accelerant pipe and wherever it was supposed to be going?
It warped probably at the end point, maybe like 3.5 feet.
Can we?
Is it a special? If we could get another piece of pipe in there, seal it up, maybe.
If you could find some spare pipe, yes.
Let's try to find some spare pipe. I'm with Gal on this one. I have probably maybe have shortened your name too much. What nickname would you actually prefer?
Galworks.
Okay, cool. All right.
Is that G-A-L or G-O-L? Am I mishearing it?
G-A-L.
Got it.
G-A-L-L.
G-A-L-L-I-T-H.
Not Gal.
All right, let's try to... Nope, sorry, go ahead.
So, best place you think might work, I'm pretty sure Martine knew where the cargo areas were because she went down and got ballista bolts earlier. There's obviously no spare parts laying around this room, so that'd probably be your best bet. Or you could try and find a local relay station to communicate with the bridge to ask them if there are spare parts around. But at least you know where one of those two things are. The other one's going to require research.
Okay. Well, Martine knows where that is. So, Gal, if you could find somewhere to communicate with the bridge, I'm going to go check the hold to see if we can find the pipe tubing that you were talking about, and I'll be right back. And she will start running.
Running.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we'll begin looking around for a communication station.
Investigation checks for the both of you, please.
Okay.
Gal is able to find what he is pretty sure is a mic station.
Excellent.
There's literally just on a cutter, you've got the handpiece that comes off, and there's a couple switches there that are not labeled because, why would we label things conveniently for you?
Try the first switch.
Okay. You hear the speakers literally go,
huh. Try the second switch.
You actually hear that. You hear, huh. It echoes throughout the ship.
It's the 1MC!
Yep, from every speaker on the ship, you all hear a Minotaur voice going, huh.
Ray actually has a decent, wisdom score, so as soon as he hears, huh, he now, he's still pretty calm, but now he's, seriously beginning to, look over the side for the
Yeah.
best.
It's like when you see the flight attendants freaking out, that's when you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna die.
It's not the freak out. It's the
Yeah.
Indecisive.
Like it's the starting to look over the side and just be kind of like, I think he hasn't gone into full freak out mode. It's that calm, I think we might actually be in trouble now.
Would you like to say anything else now that you've established that it works, or are you just kind of like, and just staring at it?
Hey, Captain, we have a bit of a problem here. If we could get some spare pipe to the starboard side. Looks at hands. Starboard side.
Does he have tattoos, port and starboard, so he remembers?
No.
Damn
He's
it.
just doing the left and right thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Hopefully
Yeah,
he's actually facing the forecastle and not facing the stern, because that would be...
Okay. And down in the hole, Becca, you manage to open up a crate that looks like it's long enough to have something that could be extra pipes.
Yep.
However, upon opening it up, you find things that definitely aren't pipes. You find what looks like... why am I having issues with words today? The very long spear-looking things, but with the large axe types at the top.
Halberds.
Halberds. However, they are definitely Izzet-craft halberds in that they have a lot of extra copper tubing and go down to what looks like a little gemstone power supply. Which, go ahead and roll an in check for me here real quick.
Insight check?
All right, no, just an intelligence.
Just intelligence. Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
no, I am rolling like shit tonight.
You're actually fine because it was a low DC.
Okay.
These weapons are not in any way, remote shape, or form street legal.
Definitely taking one with me as I continue to search for pipes. I'm actually going to put it in my bag of holding, which was my magic item that I chose that Martine made, because I want to look at it later.
Okay.
But I'm
So,
going to
so for your reference for later, that's a halberd that deals 1d4 electric damage as well.
1d4 electric. Okay.
Lightning, whatever they call it in 5e, electricity. You get the idea.
Yep.
Taser axe.
Okay. Yeah. So the next D100 check, who wants to throw it down? Oh, good Lord.
Oh, no.
That was like the worst thing that could happen.
That one doesn't count. Right? It's Ray's.
No,
James
James just came in before mine did.
It's on the stream. I can't take it back now.
No, it was a glitch. It was just
Never take back a 1 on a D100. They're always interesting. They're never horrible.
No, that's not just everything explodes. New campaign.
Galeth begins to hear an alarming noise, which sounds like you ever see the Goonies when they're down in the pipe works and you hear you literally hear the pressure building in the pipes and they're starting to all quiver and shake. So as he turns and looks, he sees exactly what he thought he heard. All of the piping and conduits in this room, pretty much every single one of them is shaking angrily. He has a few moments to decide if he would like to try and do something about that or shut the door.
I've seen this happen many a time. Many a good plumber has been lost to such a coincidence. Swift action is necessary. I go and open up the relief valves.
Play the piano. Play the piano. Sorry.
So you're opening the other two dials?
Yes.
Okay. Left or right first?
Right.
Right. Okay. Right is good. The accelerant that you were worried about before definitely slows to a trickle, and you're wise enough not to cut it off completely, but you slow that down. You notice that the large pillar of smoke becomes a little bit less as you're turning that one. The other one does not have a visible difference. If you'd like to roll a wisdom check, you may.
Yes.
You may roll a wisdom check then. You think that dial doesn't do anything? It's just decorative or something.
Oh, redundant dials.
I like that Gallus says, "Huh," a lot. This is a good thing for me. I like it. So yeah, you have stymied the accelerant speeds going off there. And as that happens, Silver comes running back into the room, clearly winded because he ran the hallway to the bridge and the hallway back. And he says, "We've got a big problem."
Did you bring the pipe?
Pipe? No. What do I look like? I was talking to the captain. I thought you guys could figure this out. You're the engineers. All the spare parts are in the hold with the stuff. Now, the big problem we have, there's another hole in the back of the ship.
This is a flimsy ship.
I don't know if you know this about their ships. They're a bit fragile and temperamental. So far, we're holding good on the systems.
Okay.
Are you done with this? Is this okay? That does not still look good. Is that bad? And he points at the smoke. He points at the thin trail of smoke that's still coming out the side.
Looks over at it for a moment. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. So he says, "Okay, come with me." And he
Picks up his toolbox.
And he's leading you to the very back of the ship. So back there, you get to like the captain's quarters and all that. This is where the staterooms are, like on most fancy ships. And you actually go through the captain's quarters. Through his little dining area, there's a balcony on the back of the ship, which is, pretty sick and a good way for a captain to show off at night. And when you get there, he kind of points up. And when you look up, you see that the hull of the ship is detached from the back of the Zeppelin. And the support cables back there are all severed. And it's slowly looking like it's probably going to start ripping away even further due to the weight of the ship compared to the balloon and the lack of ballast that you're lost. Like it's trying to fight, like the balloon's trying to stay up and the ship is weighing it down more than it is capable of doing with the support cable still in play.
That might be a problem.
Yeah. All the dials are going crazy.
That's definitely a problem.
The captain is adamant that we are not dumping the hold. Which, as an engineer, that would have made sense. Drop some weight and we're good, right?
Yes.
As someone who's an engineer and has seen these ships, you're actually aware that the main hull of the ship is actually two pieces beneath the balloon. Like you can see that dividing line on the picture. That literally is a separation point because that line that goes through there, like back here would be the hold.
Just for reference, I'm seeing a world.
Yeah, I was gonna say whatever you're gesturing to.
Same.
So yeah.
You have to switch the little player's banner to. There you go.
There we go.
I got you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you guys.
While there's a quick interruption, I want some clarification. Does the captain is there an announcement? Do not dump the hold, or is this all like?
No, this is Silver talking to the engineer because no one else really knows about this and even being an option.
Okay, I just because Ray wouldn't know it's an option, but the moment he hears "don't dump the hold," he would start looking around for a way to dump the hold. So,
all right. So for reference, this part of the ship is the primary part where the bridge. So the bridge being their, observation point up here. That's up here is where most of the crew is, or the passengers. Sorry, because they get the cool view. Everything from this rail down would be separable by an engineer who knew what they were doing. The hold is down here. This is a forward gun port, basically. And yeah, you are currently way back there, and Martine is down here in the hold. Decca and Note are up here, and I believe Ray said you are up there in the front, right?
Please don't dump the hold and kill Martine.
It's okay. I'll just roll up a new character.
No.
Yeah. So I
currently
don't
we
know
need to reconnect.
Go ahead, James.
We need to currently reconnect the end of the envelope to the hull of the ship.
So you can fix this with extra cable. This is like, so we're like, you can fix this with extra cable, you're telling me.
Yes.
Got it. And Silver like takes off, like he's going down below also. Everyone's still topside, right? No one's coming into the hull, or no one's coming to the ship proper.
Martine's still looking for spare pipe to fix the.
I'm just making sure I don't need to like have him passing through the passenger area, because that's the path that he's gonna go.
So I would say Ray at some point like walks over to Decca and note and just like, dude, we're gonna go down. I don't trust anyone on this ship to do what they want. The smoke just stopped because it's been like what 15 minutes, right? Like they've been.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how long this
Dicking
process has
around.
been.
So I might.
Okay.
I need Martine, and I just blanked on Terry's character's name.
Crawl.
Crawl. Martine and Crawl are all I care about. We need to get them off this ship.
I like how I told the two of you he doesn't care about you.
Oh, that's okay. I don't know who he is. That's fine.
Well, they seem competent, and they were able to put the wyvern to sleep. So it was like, and Ray will actually look at Deco. You seem to have some magical ability. I've met some people in my life that can mitigate the damage that gets incurred when one were to fall off, say, a large airship. Are you capable of these feats?
I'm literally actually just gonna be standing kind of like right behind Decca's shoulder, just raising my hand like this.
Yeah, I'll just look right at her because I cock my head because I'm not.
That would be me. I can do that, yes. I did that earlier, actually. That's how you got that really great uppercut on the wyvern.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want him to smash into the ship because I think it was already on fire at that point.
That is true. By the way, thank you for that. I've always wanted to uppercut a wyvern.
Oh, that's fine. We've been writing down about it, and I did a little illustration. It looks fantastic. It was great. I loved it.
So if you can find Kroll, druid type, kind of.
Was that with the hair?
Yeah, with the hair.
Okay.
You can find him.
I'm more worried about Martine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to find Martine.
Well, since I know her and not Crawl, we'll go find Martine.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to get. She gets really focused on her work, and here, and he'll reach into his hand and like literally hand you like a bunch of peppermint, which you would know is peppermint. Like, just lure her out with this.
Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know. So you're the one, because actually, I'll ask.
By the way, is there anything you need? Like, in terms of that, is like WD, like oil, this water displacing fluid. I don't know. Like, I can get you some stuff. What about you? I don't know much about you. You need spell components? I have hookups in the city.
I will ask really
ship's
quick.
crashing.
We'll make deals. Would Martine have told Note? I forgot if you told me that she would know that the peppermint's a big deal to her and all of that.
You probably know the peppermint's a big deal, but Martine actually thinks that they're illicit substances.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Okay.
So I don't think she would have shared.
Like
you
that
might
she
have
has
occasionally you might have seen her sucking on a peppermint stick, but as soon as she would see you notice, she'd hide it.
Okay. So I'll be like, oh, I'm just starting to connect some dots, but I'm not saying anything yet because I haven't got it quite figured out. But how about, there's nothing that I need just yet, but I'll let you know. I don't know if Decca wants anything, though.
Okay.
Decca's just rotating his shoulder, listening for squeaks.
Testing his joints.
Yeah.
Was your left knee bothering you still? Was that squeaking the other day? I don't remember.
Just starts moving around. Sounds All right, for now, and starts looking at the ship crashing. Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later. We'll go find Martine. Should we meet up somewhere?
So Chester, is there anywhere that we would know to like a relatively
Yeah.
good place to jump off the ship when it invariably crashes?
Well, from on top of the balloon is a pretty solid spot for that. Your other really solid bet is the viewing, like this. The whole forward prow up here is a dual-purpose giant spike to ram into things, obviously, but it is also lined with glass walls, so it makes a fantastic viewing port, and, glass can break.
Okay. So yeah.
And that's where the passengers are all, like, right in front of that, is the primary passenger compartment.
Want to meet at the observation deck?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's go.
Yep.
Okay, so Ray's gonna go try to find Kroll.
Okay.
And I know we saw Martine run from topside down, so I'm assuming we would just start making our way.
Okay. So as you guys are coming down the ladder, you probably catch sight of the tail side of Silver as he is rounding the corner through the crew compartment, because that's on the way to the ladder that goes down to the next level. And so,
Can I yell out to him that I'm looking for Martine?
sure.
Where's the blue elf? Martine.
Down below, I think. I don't know. Use
Okay.
the too. And he just keeps running.
Okay, perfect.
We haven't split up yet, right? So I'll look at him like, what do you mean you don't know?
Did he stop and is like talking to us, or did he keep?
No, he kept running.
Okay. I'm just gonna like, I really hope that man dies, and just continue.
Yeah, he does. I'm scribbling up. Yeah, I don't think he seems quite competent. We'll just continue on our way downstairs.
So as you get to the crew compartment, you see what you saw earlier. You've got the two law mages and their little muzzled goblin prisoner, the dwarf in the very fancy tuxedo, and the male gorgon are all still sitting in their seats. The dwarf actually has stepped up, and he is actually standing further up, looking out the glass, kind of like he's gauging the distance himself. Probably considering the same thing you guys were. If I have to get out of this thing, this is probably the best way to do it.
So I know Martine's not there, but I remember Terry saying that Kral was going to get uncomfortably close to, I think it was the dwarf.
Yep, he actually texted me instructions, so
Okay.
he's had things going down while you were elsewhere.
Awesome. Cool.
He and I can text about that later.
Yes.
So, you don't see Kroll, however. But yeah, so that's where all of you are. So we're going to go ahead and go down to Martine, back down in the hold. If you'd like to roll another investigation check for trying to find spare parts.
I would love to. Whoa, that's much better. 22.
So you actually find not just a crate, but in the back of the room, there's actually a door labeled parts.
Gee, why didn't I notice that earlier? I must have been very distracted.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the caffeine withdrawal. You need your candy canes.
Yeah.
So the door is not locked. You're able to open it. Inside, you find a parts cage, and there are large metal tubes of brass, copper, and iron, it looks like, and a few plastic. There is a tool locker. There is 3 reels of cable of various size. There is 2 what you recognize as fire retardant propellant devices, aka fire extinguishers. Yes. And a handful of other, drawers and stuff that are filled with different bolts, nuts, screws, hammers, all that jazz.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll grab one of the fire extinguishers and a pipe that looks like it's going to be able to work, and whatever tools I need, and I start running back to where the damage is.
So you're looking at a pipe that's at least 3 feet long,
Yes.
and you grab like a repair kit tool, what we'll call repair tool kit, we'll say.
Yep.
Okay. On your way back through, you run into Silver, who kind of like stops and slows down, and he looks at you and he looks at the open crate. And looks at the
I would have
pipe.
closed it again.
Are you fixing the ship or what?
Yes! Why do you think I've got this shit? And I just keep
No!
running. I just run past him. I don't actually.
Good.
Yeah, I don't stop. I just keep running. He runs at me. He yells at me. I yell back as I'm running away.
Okay. So you leave him behind on your way.
Yeah, I do.
Silver is not immediately following you. That's about all you notice unless you decide to stop and look at what he's doing.
I would probably turn my head around just to see if
he is. It looks like he's literally counting the halberds inside the box.
Oh, hey, I was just going to take a look at one of them. I'll give it back in just a moment as I'm running up the passageway.
Yeah. Okay.
It's super obvious that she took one. So, I mean, there's
Yeah,
no...
it pretty much was, but he's the person who's going to count first because he's the numbers guy.
Yep. So, yeah, Martine will yell out. I have one of them. I was going to take a look at it for one of my experiments. We'll give it back to you in just a second as I'm running away.
Okay. I need someone to roll a D100 before she gets too much further.
Not James.
Nope.
Yeah. Hands off the keyboard.
It's already been rolled.
Okay, good.
There is right as you're going up the ladder and you see Ray coming down, there is a loud, thunderous cracking noise. And again, the ship proceeds to lift hard to the port. I need a reflex save from everyone, please. Ooh, that's not good.
This is going really great for everybody. We're doing really well.
I don't like being on the ship anymore.
I'm pretty sure I'm fine.
Is that everybody? Awesome. So we'll start at the top. Martine, you managed to grab a hold of the ladder and not fall. However, the ship did not immediately right. So the ship is now listing hard to the left. It's on an angle, so you're actually like hanging somewhat off of the side of the ladder and trying to maintain control on your 3-foot section of pipe.
Yep.
You see Ray above you on the ladder. He might be able to assist you getting the pipe up because if you're going to climb any further, you're going to be rolling for those climbs with that pipe with a disadvantage. Let's see here. That was Ray. So, Galeth, you're doing well. Miss Note, this time you, however, are not. Luckily, you're in the crew compartment, though.
Yes.
So, roll a, let's see how many people were in there, 3, 4. Roll a 1d4.
Who am I bumping into?
Yes, that's what we're rolling for. It's going to go really not well for you. So, in your stumble, you miss the first law mage and accidentally land atop the prisoner goblin.
Oh my.
The third law mage takes immediate resentment to because now he thinks you're trying to rescue said goblin, and he grabs you by the scruff of your hair and like tries to rip you back away from him. And get away from the prisoner! And like the one that you missed, like the wand is no longer pointing at the goblin, like he's now got it like in your face. So one of them got you like this, the other one's got a wand right there saying to get away from the prisoner.
Immediately, hands up,
Yeah.
exact words, calm your tits, the ship's crashing.
However, the goblin decides to take advantage of this
Of course he does.
because
you
he
hate
rolled
me.
a natural 20.
Oh, is that what that was? I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
that was the law mage.
So he literally dips his head down like between your legs and lifts from the back and like somersaults you surprisingly strong over his back into the law mages. So you land on the couch like horizontal in front of the 2 law mages, and the goblin's making a run for it.
I'm
so
keeping my ass on that couch. Like, I'm not doing anything about
I will
it.
say Ray is still looking around. So like if he sees any kind of movement and he's going down, like he's probably not there, like because we split up.
Yep, you're over on the ladder with.
I was gonna say I thought we were looking for Martine too, but Okay.
You're looking for Martina. I'm looking for Kroll, but
Yeah.
last place Ray found
sorry.
Kroll was with the dwarf.
Yep.
So, like, as
Kroll's
soon,
nowhere to be seen.
yeah, and so he is like literally just going back and forth, just screaming out Kroll, and like I would say he spends like 10 minutes doing this, and then finally he'll just descend to the hold and try to steal whatever he can.
Gotcha. Which is where you'll run into Martine when I'm done catching everyone up then.
Okay.
So that was no Deca. I also need the let's see. Oh, you already rolled that. So roll a 1d4, please.
Why do you do this to me, Chester?
So basically, you followed Note like hardcore. So as all that went down, you ended up like 2 steps behind distance-wise and like just dog piled on. So now you're at the top of a dog pile of you, Note, 2 law mages, from which the goblin is using you guys as cover to try and make a break for it.
Oh, I thought he flipped me over
He
the
did.
law mages.
He
Okay,
did.
so I would be on the bottom of the pile, then the law mages, then Deca?
No, you're on top of the law mages.
Hmm.
Deca is now on top of you.
Okay.
He was behind you, so
Okay.
you know he was a couple steps away, but in the
Yeah. Okay.
basically to your now prone form.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, well, shit.
I mean, you both rolled 2. I can't make that up.
No, I know.
It was law mage, goblin, law mage,
Yeah.
male Gorgon, because the dwarf went for a walk. Okay. Let's see. So that was Deca. Ray, we already established that you kept your feeding. That was everybody then, right? Cool.
Feeding.
Galeth, where was your roll? Did
12.
I miss you? Okay. So yeah, in the
No,
back, you managed to keep your feet. You're good. However, the 10 that I rolled back there was the captain, and he failed his reflex save. So that hard left, the ship is like straight up normal, like this now. So up is
Time
now.
to get off the balcony.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing you're not on the top of the ship anymore. Being on the balcony, I'm gonna say, go ahead. Yeah, roll another reflex check to see if you can grab. No, you already passed it. Fuck that. Sorry, no. Watch my language. You managed to grab a hold of that rail, and you did not fall. And there is still rail beneath you that was the railing. So even if you hadn't caught, you would have had another chance because of the railing there. Yeah, so that's where everybody is now.
So has it been the 10 minutes? Can I run to the hold and start pilfering stuff?
You would have been on your way down while all this was happening. So you're on the ladder to the down to the hold, hanging sideways-ish, and you see Martine below you, clinging for her own life and holding a 3-inch pipe and a toolkit.
Oh, Martine, I wasn't supposed to find you. That was the other group. Have you seen Kroll?
No. Can you give me a hand? I need to stop that stupid leak.
Is there anything valuable down here?
Oh man, there's some really cool halberds with like lightning stuff. I'm hoping that maybe I can incorporate that into your gun that I'm working on.
Yes, I am always interested in more things for the gun. Well, what valve are you looking for? I'm sorry.
It's an accelerant valve. Well, not valve. The pipe is an accelerant. Could you help me? I mean, I'm like, this is really fucking heavy. But I need to like patch it so that we can get that leak stopped and then concentrate on some of the other problems going on.
So he's gonna, honestly, he is not very strong. He has a strength of 8, so he's not gonna help out with this beam or whatever is crushing Martine. But he will like grab her by whatever collar is and just like yank her out from underneath the collapsing beam.
Well, no. So I'm holding a pipe that I need for the repair.
Okay,
She's carrying a 3-foot length of pipe that she's trying to get up the ladder with her.
Oh, I just look at her and like, this ship is going down. We either need to lose a lot of weight, which I'm told I can't just throw people off the damn ship.
Well, there's a lever in the hold to, expel the cargo.
At this point, like, it's kind of like a Scrooge McDuck, like, dollar signs thing awakens in Ray's eyes. Like, so you're telling me there's a lever which will save the ship and dump a lot of valuable cargo for an enterprising individual to pick up that's just going to be abandoned out in the middle of nowhere?
Martine kind of blinks at him and goes, well, yeah, I mean, if you want to put it in those terms.
Where's this lever?
Ray, I gotta make this repair.
If suddenly we were to lose, I don't know, half the weight of the ship, is the repair necessary?
Is the repair necessary in that case? Intelligence check?
He's not gonna tell us. This is too funny.
It's also going to depend how you guys roll.
Intelligence check?
Yeah, Ray doesn't care. He actually legitimately does not care about saving the ship. He's now realized that there's a lot of money to be had.
Yeah. So 23.
So you're pretty sure that losing weight might help mitigate the crash, if not stop it.
Mm-hmm.
However, because you did roll the natural 20, and you do know that those goods are illegal, you do have to wonder about what that might mean to other people.
Yeah, I really need to see if I can actually, stop this with this repair first. The dumping the half of the load is not necessarily going to save the ship. It might, but it might not. And it's going to go bad.
Will it save
way.
the people on this ship? Will it make it so that it's like it
As you
lands
guys-
safely?
As you guys are talking, Silver appears at the bottom of the ladder with a huge bundle of coil wrapped around him like a bandolier. And he's yelling, "Get out of the way! I'm trying to save the ship!"
Martine will attempt to crawl up, but she's still holding that damn pipe. So, strength check?
Sure.
This is not going to be good. Oh.
So Silver is carrying a big bundle of wire, right?
Cable, yes.
Cable. So essentially, he is helpless.
I mean, he's climbing and yeah, sure.
Yeah, Ray's just gonna kind of like do an elbow right into his nose.
Well, you're at the top of the ladder.
Oh, okay.
You're in the middle. He's at the bottom trying to come up.
Oh, even better. He's just gonna be like, where the adults are having a conversation and just boot stomp him right in the fucking head.
So are you boot stomping Martine into him, or?
No, he's coming up the ladder. I'm at the top of the ladder. He lets Martine like do his her thing.
Not actually get anywhere, so she's still in the way.
Yeah, I'm in the way. That's why I asked.
Okay, I will try to give assistance to Martine. I can't do a strength check because I'm terrible at that. And then I would like to basically curb stomp Silver.
Okay. Martine, you can roll that check again with advantage. This will be your advantage then.
Nope. No better. I'm still stuck there. I might actually have slipped down a little bit.
No, I'll say that help from Ray, as unhelpful as it was enough to make you not fall. And we will go to Decca.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
Okay.
All right. So I'm still prone on the people.
You are on top of a dog pile, and those law mages are very furious because their charge just made a break for it.
Oh, they can't breathe very well. I'm very, very heavy.
Neither can Note.
So I'm going to get up and pull Note off as well and pull her to the side.
Okay. Which, go ahead and roll an athletics check on that. Because that one law mage did not let go of her hair.
This is not going to be good.
I mean, that's not bad because you would not want to necessarily rip out a huge chunk of her hair. Okay. Okay, you try to rip Milk back up as you stand.
No,
Uh-huh.
it's not quite the same one.
However, the grip you have is not sufficient to wrench her away from the firm grip on her hair, which also means that she doesn't lose a huge chunk of hair.
Real quick, what I miss in the half second every time I leave. It's for a half second and everything goes to shit. What happened?
Decca got up from the dog pile and tried to rip you up as well,
Okay.
but you failed to extricate you from the woman as you tried the back of your head.
I have.
You could probably convince Martine to actually just
One.
dump the
Do
load.
we know
because
if
it's not really
Warforged
wisdom.
have any kind
I
of
don't
immunity
really
or
wisdom.
whatever to things like thunder?
Yes,
They
we're
are not
perfect
very
pair.
common in this world, so you probably don't know a whole lot about them at all.
But okay. Well, I mean, I would know about Deca, but that's okay. So despite the fact that the goblin's now running away, they're still putting effort into holding me there instead of chasing him.
Well, they can't get up yet, but
But they're holding me in place on top of them.
well, you just tried to help a fugitive escape to that guy's.
I didn't. The ship fell on its side. That's another thing. Aren't we technically on the wall?
Technically, you're on the couch.
But
Which-
like on the back of the couch instead of the seat,
exactly.
right?
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna yell at him that he's an idiot, and if he doesn't let me up, they can't stop the goblin. So, and then I will try and grab and pull his hand off, but I'm just trying to tell him to let me go because he's being a dumbass. There's nothing else I can do.
Mm-hmm. So the two of them actually do manage to heave you off to the side like dead weight,
Yeah, that's fine. It's not. I would be moving, but yes.
but they tell you not to go anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And one of them takes off after the goblin who ran out the room.
And the other one stays there.
The other one's still trying to get his hand out of your hair.
Oh, I don't have a knife. I can't just cut it. Oh well. He's on his own then, because I can't see
Yeah,
past my head to help.
he's trying not to rip out your hair while he gets his gauntlet out of your hair. Like, he's actually trying to be nice.
Oh, he is. I can tell him if it's easier, you could just cut some of it.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
Galeth.
Thank you for trying, Deca. Appreciate you.
Getting off the balcony and wondering where my line is. It's going to be a bit interesting trying to get the two bits back together sideways. Start going into the ship to see if I can find someone with line. Or find like a line locker somewhere.
Got you. So as you work your way back to the entrance and get your way back into the ship, you actually see a goblin run past you, ripping a muzzle off of his face. He's manacled. It's up to you if you wish to try and stop him or not, but he's running through the captain's cabin that you're passing through.
I probably noticed him with the law mages downstairs, so as he's going by, hit him with the toolbox.
Roll an attack. You definitely hit him. I'm guessing, 1d4 for a toolbox maybe, since it's like an improvised box of metal bits?
Sure.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Sure.
That's club damage, so yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. You hit him so hard that he actually flies across the room a little bit, hits the wall, and he bares his fangs at you and says, "Are you stupid? Get off this ship! It's going down!" And he leaps up and disengages, and he's not even interested in fighting you. He runs into what looks like it's probably the captain's bedroom.
If I'm in the captain's office area, see if there's another little communication station.
There definitely is.
Okay, flip the first. Works. There's a goblin in the captain's quarters, and I'm still waiting in line. I think we have a problem.
So as you're getting to the end of that, I think we have a problem sentence. You actually hear what sounds like large metal on metal noise, and then you hear a concussive force noise coming from that room.
Huh.
Was that in the OMC?
Yeah, I'm still holding it. I'm still like, well, that was odd. I'll be right back. Go over to the door and knock.
He didn't shut the door. You can just walk right in.
Walk in.
So a quick glance of the room does show you that this is the bedroom. And built into the side of the bedroom is what looks like an airlock door that now has a picture of the sky through the porthole. A quick glance through said porthole will demonstrate an escape pod currently parachuting, but falling behind you guys because it doesn't have the forward momentum that the ship does. The goblin just stole the captain's personal escape pod.
Go back to the communication station. Never mind about the goblin. Now, if I could get the line, please. And then I hang up.
Nice. So we will go back to Ray and Martine and Silver in the hold. Would you guys like to roll the try and climb up again?
Actually, Ray is seeing this, and he looks at Martine like, "Where's the detachment point?"
Which detachment point?
If I were to pull said lever, which I imagine the lever is relatively close by to me,
Well, it's down in the hold. It's below us.
the lever to detach the hold is in the hold.
Oh wait, no.
Oh, you mean that entire level? That entire level of the ship? That's going to be a succession of levers along the outside balcony wrapping around the ship.
Yeah.
That's not like a quick once and done decision.
Still, but
There is a bay door in the hold for dropping and
okay.
bringing
Said
in-
bay door. Does it happen to bisect Silver?
bisect him. It's behind him a ways. I mean, it's in the whole room.
Yeah,
If
that
you
was
ramp-
the lever I thought we were talking about. Was the one that
Okay.
would open up the hold.
I just wanted to be clear because he was talking about dropping, and that would be a series of
No,
levers.
no, that was my initial thing, but like, there was a whole.
But yeah,
Okay, so
basically, like the ground of the hold back there is a ramp normally that would drop down. So if you were to open that ramp, all of the equipment that's not secured in the hold would, obey gravity's laws.
yeah, and get dumped up. Okay. Other question: how wide is this? What I imagine is a scuttle. I know she's carrying a pipe, and then Silver is carrying this like
Bundle of cable.
bundle of cable, and like if I were to like drop, could I fall and then grab onto Silver and just like drag him down with me?
So you wouldn't even have to fall because the ship's inverted on its side right now. Really, you could just slide your way through the hole and run down what would normally be the bulkhead, which is currently the floor.
Oh,
or
so
the deck.
technically, like I could just like drag this pipe out of here. I wouldn't have to lift it up, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm actually going to like walk beside Martine now that we're sideways, and I'm just gonna like mule kick the pipe out of the damn hole.
Oh,
I'll allow it.
okay. Martine's trying to hold on to it, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that...
Ray knows that. Ray's like, this is ridiculous. We're doing like I'm kind of imagining them all hanging onto this ladder, and it's like sideways right now. And so Ray's like,
Like she held onto the ladder so as not to fall uncontrollably when the ship started listing.
right, but still, it looks ridiculous to Ray because he came up. So
Yep.
he's gonna use his attack to basically kick or use a shove attack basically to get the pipe out of the way, and then he's gonna flurry of blows onto Silver right into the face.
Just attacking Silver.
Yeah, for no reason. Like he's just like, you are a bad XL. Just bam, 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 bam.
Nope. You know what? I'm not even going to make you roll a hit. You can just roll straight for damage because
Okay.
he was not expecting that kind of treatment at all.
Yeah, Martine's just gonna be going, "What the fuck, Ray?"
Gal is going to be very upset. He is waiting for this cable.
Like, what was Silver like pulling a
Just
knife
does
on
9
me or
damage to him.
Okay. Silver takes 9 damage.
Just like
And proceeds
two
to
just
fall
like
off of the ladder.
smashes right to his to his nose and like that's what you get for treating us all like shit.
He is like on all fours on the ground at your feet, basically like spitting blood because you pounded him in the face.
The pipe's cleared now though, right? And like
Yep. Pipe's clear. You could step over him into the hole if you wanted. You could go back and help Martine.
no,
if you
now that I know that there's a whole like process to ditch all this stuff and that we have a way of parachuting down to it, Ray is just gonna like use the rest of his 40 feet of movement to walk back to Martine, clap her on the back, and like, let's go.
What's going on? And she actually starts following.
I'm
Ray.
gonna steal a lot of shit.
Oh.
Like right in words of Silver, and I'm gonna look down at him like, you have a problem with that? I'm gonna steal a lot of shit.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna like also like hold a peppermint leaf, and that should be my turn.
Oh, peppermint leaf. Oh, peppermint leaf. Okay. I grab the peppermint leaf. It's like, you're gonna have to like cut the cost of my peppermint by like 3/4. As I start sucking on the leaf.
He wants to negotiate, but like it's not his turn. Like his turn is done. So.
So the ship suddenly, and not at all gently, rocks back to the correct up and down, if you will. No reflex saves necessary because I'm sure everyone subconsciously was hoping that would happen, and that level of normalcy returning to their lives is a brilliant.
Except for maybe Silver, who just got punched in the face twice.
Silver's not having a good day. You don't have eyes on Silver anymore, though. Okay. So, yeah. Moving back to the passenger compartment where we have Dekka and Note. Note, the Law Mage has successfully extricated his gauntlet from
Okay.
He's definitely is now taking up after the other Law Mage who took off after the Goblin, since he already told you to not go anywhere.
Right.
The Mel Gorgon is just passively watching all of this. Dwarf, who was sprawled on the glass, is now back to standing upright on his own again. And he actually takes his cane and lightly taps on the glass like he's trying to see how hard it would be to break that glass. And that's where you two are.
Well, first things first, I'm gonna get a piece of string or something from somewhere and tie my hair up so that next time if someone wants to grab it, it's at least a handle and not like a nest of nasty knots to deal with.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
think we
screw
can-
this.
String off of her wrist. And
Yeah, I'll just like pull a string off of something, a little strip of leather, and just screw it.
Yeah. We can all agree that it is way better to have it a full-on handle versus nest.
It's like where it gets knotted
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah, it's just
especially
bad.
I didn't realize he was wearing gauntlets and like caught in the little notches. No thanks.
Yeah.
So that first.
It's his professionalism that, you know, he worked nicely to pull her out of your hair.
That was very polite of him. I no longer, well, he's still an idiot, actually. That hasn't changed. But he's not an awful idiot, just an idiot. So I'll just, I don't know, and look at Dekka like, do you think we could help or should we stay here?
Are you like actively like glaring at the guy that?
I probably was until he started nicely trying to get my hair, and I'm like, oh, okay, at least you're okay. The other one might still be a jerk, but this one's not that bad.
I was still glaring at him, and my eyes are just kind of orbing, flashing. But
Yeah.
I will grab out of my pack. I will grab a rope, and I will tie it around Note's waist, and then tie the other end around my waist.
Yay! We have our little leash. I love it. I'll just note with pat Decca's shoulder. Just I don't need to say anything. We get each other. Like I would just appreciate you. Like I'm okay. It's all right, but thank you. And we could just honestly sit there and want to go over the notes for the day until something else happens.
It's like, or are we supposed to find somebody?
We were supposed to meet them here. We were going to meet Martine here. Well, we were actually going to find Martine. I don't know why, actually, Chester, we ended up here when we were going down, but so did we decide that...
No, the ship rocked at a bad time and you fell in.
I think we were actually looking for her.
Okay, then never mind, yeah. Instead of all that, we'll tie up and let's keep looking for Martine. Though you said the Gorgon is still in the room, though, right?
Just watching you.
But he looks like, was he the one tapping on the glass, you said?
No, that was the dwarf.
So the Gorgon's just sitting there watching. Be like, I'll turn to him, and I'm assuming he would speak common. We heard him talk earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in common, I'll just say, just so you guys know, we're not technically leaving the ship, so he can't be mad at us. We're just going to go find our buddy and leave. He said don't go anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're still on the ship. We're just looking for Martine.
Do a wisdom check real quick.
Okay.
You can do one also, Decca.
Wisdom, not... Okay.
So, no, you have this nagging feeling for some reason that you can't explain that there was someone else in this passenger compartment, but you can't remember who. Decca, you have no such feeling.
I do not care.
Exactly. You are completely ignorant and oblivious.
Yeah.
Completely ignorant.
I feel like we're forgetting somebody. Oh well, let's go find Martine.
And that brings us back to Gal.
I guess at this point the line's not coming, so I'm going to be running up deck, I guess, trying to find a way to find line, and then I don't know what I'm looking for. I have no idea. I'm just running and hoping like I'll stumble across something going upwards.
On your way out of the captain's stateroom, you do encounter two law mages who are running with wands like out at the ready. And for a moment, they literally like threw up a hand and like braced the wand on that because they see a giant minotaur coming towards them. But they lower it and they say, "Which way did the goblin go?"
Down.
Down to the hold, and like they turn around and start going back the way they came.
Did you bring any line? No.
They don't even stop. They are dead set on finding the goblin that you told them is in the hold, to their perception.
Okay. Try to find some little line locker somewhere, hopefully. Just kind of opening doors as I'm making my way up ship.
So as you get to about here, you encounter another one of those strange portholes that doesn't look like that's where it really was originally. And you suspect that there used to be a much larger escape pod than the one that was in the captain's room. Like this was probably intended to be a crew escape pod. It's gone. There is one still on the other side of the passageway from that one. So that actually confirms your theory. The one on the port side is gone. The starboard side is still here.
Look out the hole, or like out a window. About how close are we to the ground?
You can still see clouds below between you and the surface. So still pretty high, but moving at a pretty good pace and still angled downwards.
Find another communication station on my way up. Hit the little switch.
The one you found the first time is...
Okay. There's a remaining life pod up here if anyone wants to use it, but I think I have this under control.
Oh.
and then hang up and keep looking for a line locker.
Okay. I'm not going to have you roll for one because there isn't one, but for the time being, you are going
I'm
compartment.
still going to keep looking for one.
You're going compartment to compartment. Nice. All right, so I need another D100, please.
Has anyone not rolled one yet?
There you go.
I think Scott hasn't because we got rid of his early one. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And he also rolled under 50. So there is another loud noise of tearing metal and cable as that break/bend point in the back of the ship becomes much larger, and basically the back piece is now hanging like that from the top of the dirigible, which should make landing very interesting. It's not abrupt enough that anyone needs to do a reflex save, but it is very loud and probably disturbing on multiple levels for those who fear gravity and crashing. And we will go back to Ray and Martine, who are no longer in the ladder well.
So we hear Gal's pipe, and we go, and Martine will say, we should definitely grab him when we leave the ship. He's useful.
He sounds useful. He seems about the only person in this crew that hasn't already skedaddled or is an asshole. At which point he looks menacingly down the hole. And he doesn't have anything explosive or anything on him right now. So it's he's like,
Martine does.
I would like to ask, do we hear footsteps coming down the hold by any means?
No, I don't think anyone is coming your way yet. So,
okay.
Oh, the law mages. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Probably after. Yeah, the law mages will probably be coming down around now.
Okay. All right. At the law mages, you put up his hands. You're like,
Martine's still walking towards the hold.
And remember, his charisma is shit, so he's not all that good at lying, and because of the burns and just him looking the way he does. But he was trying to steal. He was trying to steal some of the items while they were.
The goblin, which way did it go?
He went down the hold. His silver is protecting him.
Which way? They both are very tactical in their approaches. They've got the forearm up and the wands, their flashlight. Whatever.
I think there's some illicit items down there. You should do a full inventory.
And they both start climbing down the ladder.
While you're there and we have the free time.
Yeah, Martine's gonna whisper, I thought you were trying to steal that shit.
I am.
She's just really confused.
So, at which point it's come with me, and he's gonna push her up the next ladder well, but
okay.
and explain to her that they don't have any way of slow falling. We're gonna drop the entire hold. It's gonna take them a while being down there, and they're gonna rest silver. Welcome to Neutral Evil, guys.
Damn. Martine is so conflicted right now. Okay. So, yeah, the lever's over there right by the ladder well.
She flicks a peppermint leaf and some peppermint candies, and then we'll start going up to drop the thing, all the while looking for and we're grab your Minotaur friend, and also if you see that robot, or honestly, I don't remember what note looks like, but if you see a robot and a tiefling, and please, if you see a white-haired druid, I would really appreciate him not dying. I kind of owe him one.
All right, well, I can find Note and Deca, and I think you said your
Crawl.
friend's name was Crawl? Yeah.
But don't
okay.
talk to him about the peppermint. He is very judgy about the peppermint.
Oh, okay. And she starts sucking on one as she goes to try to find everyone to Apparently, get him into the escape pod.
No, he's gonna like get them to where or to the deck right above the hold. So I guess whatever.
Passenger compartment or the forward viewing area.
Mhm.
What you said earlier.
All right, so yeah, Martine is gonna run and try to find everyone to get him to that spot.
So is Ray looking to just drop the ramp to the cargo hold or the entire lower deck?
Like if he can drop the whole lower deck, that'd be great. But like the cargo hold is fine. I'm assuming we're still high enough up that it's probably gonna suck everybody out.
So if you see this rail, Ray, stop. I just want to make a bubble.
Stop.
Oh, Lord, I'm getting pop-ups now.
What'd you do?
I don't know. It won't.
Broke it.
Earlier was letting me indicate things. There we go. Did you see that? Do it again. All right. Grab a different tool, come back, hope for the best. There you go. See that rail? No? You were totally...
Yeah,
there
I
you
see
go.
it. Sorry, I muted myself.
So basically, to drop the entire lower half of the ship, there's going to be three releases on each side. Yes, I mean, who did that? I like that. I like that. However you did it, that was cool.
Okay.
Do it again. No,
I will call out if I know this, and I think it might be explained to Ray. He will call out because as much as he is neutral to lawful evil, he's not going. He doesn't wantonly kill everybody if it doesn't entertain him. So he is going to call out. I would also recommend, however he's making those announcements, get everybody topside.
Okay.
Okay.
The best. I'll try to find one of those voice box mic stations, but
Well, no, he was referring to the Minotaurs. Like when you find the Minotaur, make sure he makes a pipe to get everybody to come topside. I will give you. And do we have timepieces? I'm assuming we have some type of like pocket watch or something.
Do you?
Well, I mean, like, it's a steampunk. Like, I'll pull out a pocket watch and be like, I give you 2 minutes.
There you go. He is giving you all 2 minutes.
all right. Yeah, Martine is going to run to attempt to find Gal and Note and Dekka and Crawl.
I assume we'd run into each other on the way.
Hopefully.
I will tell Chester, like I would normally whisper, but there's better for stream reasons. I actually only give him about 90 seconds. So.
Okay. So you're going to go around that real quick then. I like whoever's doing the artwork is fantastic.
Sorry, I didn't know that this was a thing, and now I'll do it forever.
She's going to be doodling on your maps.
I'm really sorry. But this
I
is
am
just
all
what
about this.
Okay, this is what this is going to be now. It
Yeah.
started with this little smiley face over here.
That's good.
And,
Now I don't have to keep track. That's happening on both sides, by the way.
There we go. Oh, I should set up my tablet. Sorry. I can actually...
Yeah, I actually have a tablet set up just for that
Because I'm
purpose.
sitting here actually drawing, and I'm like, oh, wait, I can...
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to put this
Okay, so that was Martine and Ray. That brings us back to the passenger compartment with Dekka and Note.
Uh-huh. Well, we were just heading out to try and find Martine. Do we...
Yes, you totally run into her.
Hi!
We've got like 2 minutes. We got to find Gal and Crawl and get everybody topside.
She's got like a huge 3-foot length of pipe and a toolkit.
Why do you have that pipe?
I was gonna make. She's still running now that she's found Note and kind of like grabs Note by the wrist and continues on trying to find Gal as she's going. I was gonna make a repair, but it's too late now. The ship's gonna go down. We gotta get everyone topside, and Ray's doing some crazy shit.
All right, talking as we run, because Note would follow. Like, why not? She's gonna use her free hand to try and like grab the pipe and say like, maybe you don't need this anymore then. Like, isn't that really heavy?
Oh, yeah.
Lighten the load a bit, just kind of like toss it in the compartment as we keep going.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh, speaking of Ray, he said you should have this. And See if that stops her to breathe for half a second.
No, she
Damn it.
puts one
Okay.
in her mouth, and she actually gets more hyper.
Ah, shit. All right, that backfired. I tried. All right, so we'll continue then because we didn't see Crawl on the way, and we don't know where the Minotaur is. But I mean, unless Decca's got anything else.
Nope.
Yep. I guess just follow the crazy one.
Okay. So the three of you get back to the passenger compartment, probably about the same time that Gal will be coming across that random compartment that he's already been in.
Okay.
So he can pop his head, kind of look around and see that, hey, I've been here before. And you see...
Someone left some pipe.
So, do we see Gal?
Yeah, would we have seen him then?
Yeah, when we passed Gal, if we passed Gal, I would have actually been like, no one needs the pipe anymore. Get everyone topside. The ship is going down. We're gonna drop the lower deck.
I'm trying to stop that.
No, we're gonna drop the lower deck, and he's just gonna run past. Like he doesn't give a shit about Gal, but he is gonna like we are going to drop the lower deck. Make the pipe, or make the announcement because you wouldn't understand the word pipe.
That happens if Ray runs into Gal. If we run into Gal first, Martine would actually grab Gal's face and go, I need you to make the announcement. Everyone needs to get topside. We're going down.
We're all gonna die.
So I really don't know
That's
who made
not
it.
an announcement. Everyone.
Actually, yeah, once that's made, we'll start heading topside, I guess. Keeping an eye out for Crawl on the way.
Just let everyone know we gotta go topside with whatever magical voice box thing you've been doing on the ship.
Okay.
There's actually a mic station there in the passenger compartment, now that you know what you're looking for.
How do I erase?
Goes over. Mike flicks the first switch. Everyone to the top deck. We are currently plummeting. And hangs up.
We are currently plummeting towards death.
A voice comes back over that you recognize as the captain's. You said you had this handled. Do you no longer have this handled?
If I had seen the pipe, has Ray seen the pipe? Like him press the pipe, or is he right there? If he's not, then like he wouldn't do this. But
Nice. I mean, well, you said you're going off for all the levers, right?
well,
Because
yeah, I was headed up, but like I won't, because I don't know how to initiate the pipe. So
No, you kept going.
what's that? Yeah.
Kept going. You didn't see it.
Okay.
I'm just showing where
Don't worry,
our
Captain.
current
All under control.
trajectory.
We've created
That
a
way.
monster.
Yeah, we have.
You let me. I'm just saying.
I will say, as soon as the captain starts making like pipes about things, screw the 90 seconds. Ray's gonna start pulling levers, and he has a speed of 50 feet. So, it
Okay.
is, and he's going to use Step of the Wind because he's gotten his key points back. So it is. He currently has a speed of 100 feet. So everybody better fucking run.
How did you get your key points back?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I don't have my key point base. So no, don't worry about the Step of the Wind because this is immediately after. So yeah, he doesn't have his key points back, but yet he has 50 feet of movement. So
Gotcha. So the Melgorgon, upon hearing the arguments, he slowly rises and clasps his hands behind his back and proceeds to walk out of the passenger compartment and into the passageway.
Chill, dude.
Very.
All right. I mean, we're all just heading topside, I guess.
As you all exit the passenger compartment also and starts ascending the ladder, you see the Melgorgon turn left into a compartment and shut the door behind him. You hear the loud noise of metal on metal and the concussive blast of that other escape pod blasting free. Does that say I need to switch? What?
I need to switch to my my tablet's upstairs.
Yeah, my tablet is currently running XSplit, not Roll20, because I have only like a 15-inch tablet, so it's harder to use.
Yeah, I need to actually figure out how to attach it. Never mind.
Yeah.
But yes, this will be good.
So, the Melgorgon has taken that last crew-sized escape pod and blasted off of the ship. The male dwarf is still up in the forward viewing lounge, just kind of watching out the glass, probably waiting for his choice moment.
Cool. Heading up to the top side, trying to find Crawl along the way.
Okay. As Ray is getting to the other side of the ship, I don't know if you started with port or starboard, but we'll just say it's the second half of the ship where you're about to throw the last 3 levers. 2 armed crewmen come out. They are probably bridge crew. And one of them says, "What the hell are you doing?"
Leaving.
I'm saving the ship. Either help me, or you can die with everybody else on this fucking death trap.
Would you like to roll a intimidation check, or is that persuasion in your world?
It doesn't matter. I don't have any charisma skills whatsoever, and I have a -1 on charisma.
You could still roll it. They might.
By the
help
way,
you,
technically, I look like this, so because I have my mask up, but
Yeah, roll it.
roll it. Let's see what happens. I'll even give you advantage because the ship is going down.
okay. I rolled a normal one. Let me roll again. Sorry, I was just... First time in a long time I haven't played a charisma character.
Right. So the 2 of them actually kind of look at each other, and they move to help you with the remaining 2 levers.
Okay. And I'm gonna actually take in kind of a command thing, because I actually have decent wisdom and on my mark, and I'm going to pull out my stopwatch, and actually at 90 seconds I will say mark.
Okay. They help you throw those last 2 levers, and there is another lurch as the ship suddenly pulls angrily up, and the lower half of the ship proceeds to drop away in an angry dive.
Okay, I'm going to look at them and please let the captain know that the gallant executive officer Silver sacrificed his life for the safety of the crew. I will make sure, and it's really chintzy and so bad, but I will make sure that the passengers know how gallant he was to sacrifice his life, and then I will just take off to the deck where I'm supposed to meet everybody.
Okay. Don't forget your reflex save.
Okay.
For those who be typing it during your dialogue.
$14.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
What's up with all these 5s? Every single dex check, I've gotten 5.
That's your number tonight. So, Ray, you will have seen that the 2 guys you were addressing during that lurch definitely didn't even have a chance of maintaining their balance and were thrown to the deck during your speech. They did not fall overboard, which is, good. At least there's someone to carry on the word of your good deeds. Ish.
Not
But,
Ray's good deeds.
Right.
Executive officer Silver's good deeds.
Uh-huh. But they did see you save the ship in their theory, if the ship survives anyway.
They have no idea who Ray is. He had a mask on. Please.
Yeah. They don't know your name, but the guy in the mask. Let's see here. Martine, you definitely did not succeed. So, would you have made it to the top side, do you think, up that ladder quick? I'll let you judge.
I think so, because she was running, like full on sprinting.
So, topside, once you're up there, you're basically thrown flat to the ground, or sorry, to the deck as the ship is coming up, and you lose your balance. Note, you manage to successfully maintain your feet. Deca, you join both Gal and Martine in a push-up position on the deck.
I have a quick question.
What's up?
Deca and I are tied together.
You didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
He's just flat on the ground in a push-up position.
Okay. I'm just making sure he didn't like go flying because that would. I'm not heavy enough. That would take me with. Okay, just making sure.
Like the ground came rushing up and their legs weren't set for that, so they dropped down.
Immediately reached down to help Deca up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And yeah, Ray, you were fine.
Be careful, Deca. Watch your footing.
I will be
It's
down there on my
dangerous.
face, and I'll be like, I believe the service life on this vessel is coming to an end. I think we should leave.
I think we should leave. Come on, let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. Can I? I want to cast inspiration on you just for the next time you have to do a deck save. I believe in you. Okay. Alright. Now what?
So, roll a d100.
All of us have rolled, so
I don't care who.
51.
Okay. No further explosions this time block.
Not that it matters, but
I mean, the ship's actually doing significantly better now.
that lost literally probably 3/4 of its weight.
Yeah. Captain Flint seems to have, adjusted well for the sudden drop in weight. He's probably not going to be happy when he finds out why.
We're not going to be on the ship.
we're gonna have to find another way off planet.
We're not trying to get off planet. We're just trying to get out of district. What was it, 30 something?
Yeah, that's true.
54, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get
Ultimate
to-
goal: get off the planet.
So
We're gonna be
the-
flush with all these illicit goods that I managed to steal. So
The ship is working its way.
You have to
No.
salvage what you've stolen.
Tomato, tomato.
Details.
For later.
So as if perhaps just reaching the news as to exactly what happened to his ship, the ship does start changing course to face backwards. Like it's going to start trying to control its descent towards where the cargo was dropped.
All your glorious dramatics.
Ah, yes.
the problem is, like literally, he could handle it, but he doesn't know how to activate the announcement system. So, like he is. He's a thief. He knows how this works, but he doesn't understand how, like, the mechanics of the ship work. So now he has to. Now he's gonna have to go kill the captain, and this is a bad idea.
Yeah, have to. It's so difficult.
Okay.
James, you look
What
like you were
part
saying
of
something.
evil do you guys not understand?
No, I
We
absolutely
get that.
get it.
Yeah,
That's
we get
what
that.
the joke is. That's what the joke is. Just be like, man, yeah, he's just having a rough time.
Rough time. Now we
Yeah.
have Captain 2.
Hmm.
All right, Deca, give me another D100.
I believe in you.
He rolled under 50.
We're all bowling exceptionally. I feel like this is a carry on from the success of yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
So the room that Gal left behind earlier with the angry vibrating pipes finally loses its explosion, and the ship does again steer off course again from the concussive. Ray has already led the assault on deck saves, if you will.
Did he finally fail one, or is he still good?
No, you. The DC has been 12 for all of these.
Oh, so I actually failed one for once.
I'm going to use my portent ability, and I'm going to give myself the 12, so it's going to be a 14. Do that. I think that's
So
coming now.
sick of falling. Dick is just like, screw this mess.
Nice.
I see it coming.
Yeah.
So this time, the only person who is knocked off his feet is the monk.
Uh-huh.
I
You
actually
got
imagine,
cocky.
like, for those of us that have served on ships, we know this, of the, like, hitting your head against that random ass valve that's just slightly hanging down.
Uh-huh.
Like, and he just, like, he catches himself because he's a monk. He's, like, he's actually used to this at this point, but, like, he doesn't notice this fucking valve, right? He's just,
So the ship is now picked up speed. Not necessarily in the downward vector, but in the forward momentum vector.
I was joking earlier, but I just kind of want to say I would actually see Deca succeed. Can I give him bardic inspiration just because I'm cheering him on and I believe in him, and
Sure.
I don't know when this shit's gonna literally explode, so I just a little cheer maybe.
A little cheer.
Yeah, something to lift his spirits.
Okay.
This has been an afternoon.
Basically, Note is so impressed with your prowess, Deca, and your ability to have somehow foreseen that sudden jolt that your praise has made you feel like you can take on the world and you have inspiration.
I feel like this is the relationship anyway. Like, this is how we probably always are.
It's like right before it happened, I grabbed onto whatever was around me just perfectly, and as the
Yeah.
just went, I was like,
He was already leaning into it.
It was flawless, and every time you do that, she's impressed all over again. She thinks it's just the best thing.
Yep.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that I said that and that it actually happened.
So, would the engineers care to give me, I don't know, let's see, what kind of skill should we give for that? Let's grab a sheet here and take a look.
Making the ship not plummet skill.
No, this is a,
No, we've already failed that.
Stop the fire, maybe.
but, you know,
By the way, I think the fire would have spread.
I will take an insight or a wisdom check. Take your pick.
I'm gonna go with insight. At least I've got a +1 to that.
There is not a flame there. That's poop.
Mere poop. The fire's spreading.
So, for
What is
Gal,
that face?
you are pretty sure that this
I have
might
fake
not-
blood. I just, Ray just smashed into a valve pipe, so I.
I love it. I need a costume. I need props.
Gal, in your experience, you are fairly confident the lack of seatbelts might make this not the most logical choice of seats should you actually make impact at the current forward velocity. Those flames are not actually there. That is just not a thing.
It's, you know what? It's
Gal?
better than fire.
Gal is going to go over to the nearest communication station, turn it on. Where's that pipe and line? Things are getting kind of now. I think part of the ship fell off.
Ow, you hurt my throat. Fear just came out of my nose, Jane.
Well, Martine had the pipe.
Who's doing blue? What's blue? What she says?
I'm just fucking around.
Okay. Here, I'll do a big. Okay, so that's not. Oh, that's not how you draw a circle. Hold up, I got this. That's
Yeah,
no,
squiggles.
almost better. There you go. So that's not a real fire. I'm sorry, Chester. I'll stop here. I'll delete it all. Oh, sorry.
Poor
I was given drawing tools. It's not my fault. They programmed it. See, it's gone now.
So Gal has made his pipe looking for cable, which went with silver and the lower half of the ship. Martine does have the 3-foot section of pipe,
I thought Note took it off of me and we threw it away.
Okay. Well, then that was thrown away too.
Yeah, the only last thing I remember of the 3-foot pipe is me mule kicking it out of the damn tube.
Oh, that's right. Ray did actually target the pipe in Martine.
I will say that you're aware the forward momentum is because the thrusters are on. It's not like the crashing speed is increased. The whoever's driving the ship, presumably the captain, has increased the forward velocity because he's trying to, I mean, at your best guess, maybe chase down that section of the ship that was ejected that he values highly.
Well, we could go to, the cockpit and maybe slow down these thrusters, maybe calm whoever the pilot is.
Plus, there probably are restraints in there for the event of a crash.
Ray isn't there, but he would giggle at cockpit.
So, would you guys help me with that? It might take some convincing to get him.
Yeah, sure. I'm good at convincing.
All right, so yeah, we'll lead the way to the cockpit.
So as you all get to the bridge, because I'm not going to say that word for Scott.
But no, Ray would be looking for wherever the captain is. He doesn't realize it's the bridge. He's still actually like, are we going to run into a bridge? But like, he will get to wherever, because I'm sure he knows where the leading station is. He just doesn't know it's called bridge. And we'll be looking at the captain and being like, what the fuck are you doing? Bleeding, like, just bleeding horribly. And actually, he will actually, like, take off of his hat and all of his hood and will try to, as best as possible, look like a upstanding member of society despite the burns.
And the blood.
And the blood. And be like, people have sacrificed their lives.
Captain
Is
Flint,
money really worth all of this?
Captain
Completely
Flint,
disingenuous because obviously he has a charisma of 8. But.
without even turning to look at you, the captain at the helm is basically saying, we're still going down one way or another. Any chance of survival we have before rescue parties show up is in that hold.
There are lawmasters on this ship. I can let them know what's in that cargo.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be helpful too, because if we get hit by raiders out here, what are you going to defend us with? Your good looks?
Am I there?
Everyone, you were going there, right?
You probably
Okay.
actually make it there before Ray does.
Okay, I was gonna say, because first of all, at that comment, dramatic gasp. What he's saying, can I determine if he's telling the truth or not? Can I like
Sure, go ahead.
insight? Okay.
We don't have to crash fast, though. I mean,
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
you can slow down a little bit for us
We
to
are
get
not. I would actually put Ray out like saying we can make it to the city, but if you try to circle around for that fucking cargo, you're gonna kill us all, you motherfucker. And you will actually look at. He's not actually trying to convince the captain. He's gonna. He still doesn't know how the piping system works. But he will look at whoever can pipe this and be like, "Broadcast this, you jackass."
Don't
The
call
cap.
Gal a jackass. He's amazing.
So, no, you're fairly confident that the captain believes what he's saying.
Okay.
For those of you who have looked down at all as you're going recently, you are still over rumble strips. You're nowhere within sight of any of the civilized districts that you know of.
Do I believe what he's saying? Like, do I know enough about any of this to know what's going on?
You know what I just said.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in a rumble strip. There are gruel all over this world.
Mhm.
The rumble strips are not safe.
Yeah.
You know that few, if any of you, have anything even remotely akin to a weapon.
Yeah.
Martine does.
Wrench.
Well, not everyone knows that.
No.
Right.
not to
So-
make my character weaker, but I would say that like Terry's
Yes.
character very much knows who Ray is.
Sure.
I don't know how that works with Terry's character, but Martine kind of knows who Ray is. Even I feel like Note and Deca would probably have already picked up who Ray is.
Yeah, like what kind of personality that is.
Yeah.
If I would try and help persuade the captain away from landing in these Gulf strips, because that sounds like a not good idea. I don't care about the cargo or anything.
So he's
But-
going to let you know that's unavoidable.
Okay.
We're going down. There are weapons in my hold.
Then we need the weapons.
Hello.
Yeah,
What is your
I'm-
rate of
I'm
descent?
I'm siding with the we need weapons.
Okay, Ray will actually be like, "What is your rate of descent?"
And he's just going to point at a broken dial.
Good sign.
I'm going to try to do a perception check on how fast they are descending.
Okay.
What exactly is Ray trying to convince him to do?
Ray's
Sorry.
okay, out of character. Ray is trying to
Yeah.
convince him to abandon the cargo because Ray wants the cargo, but
Yeah, no, I get that, but what's he trying to actually telling him to do?
he's trying to get him to like. This is a really weird. He rolled a natural 1 on the perception, so he doesn't know the rate of descent.
We're
But
going fast.
yeah, but to Ray's perspective,
Yeah.
like he is evil. This is gonna be completely out of character on like how I view
fine.
good and evil. I view good and evil is Becca knows this, and Law and Chaos is two different. Like a lot of people view it in a like ethical standpoint. So good is somebody who will sacrifice themselves for somebody they don't know.
Right.
Neutral is somebody that will sacrifice themselves for
Someone they care about.
somebody they care about. Evil is somebody that will never give up their own desires.
Okay.
It's a like a narcissism axis.
Yeah. Okay.
While
No, that's interesting.
Law Chaos is more of a social
Yeah.
thing.
Well-
So, can I ask how injured Ray looks?
I don't know. I actually didn't roll damage. Chester never said what happens except that I put blood all over.
It's superficial.
All right.
Head wounds bleed a lot.
Yeah, then I'm not going to do it.
I would, since I agree with what the captain's doing, Note will actually turn to Ray and say, I understand where you're coming from. We need those weapons if we're going to get out of here. If we're going to survive this.
So,
Do we need the
Martine
weapons?
Is going to walk over to the console,
Or
tap the captain on the shoulder. It's like, it's okay. We're going to survive. And she will, I don't know how this works, but she's going to grab the hilt of the gem-encrusted sword.
Okay. So what you all now see that you did not know about before, beside the helm where the captain is steering, the captain's sword is basically the key for this ship, and it is, I mean, for all intents and purposes, stabbed into the receptacle. And by grabbing, if she were to pull on that, it is going to cut power to the engines of the ship.
She's just
Wow.
holding the hilt at this point.
Wow.
So the captain's response to that would be, "What the hell are you doing?" I mean, he's got both hands on the helm wheel.
Yeah,
I
no,
your camera. I want to be like, "Yeah, you see what I'm?" Yeah.
no, we got
Actually,
this.
at that, like Ray again doesn't know how things, but Ray will like to look to Martine and is like, "Is that going to keep us on path to save all of these people?
Say that again?
Is that going to keep us on?" He wouldn't say course, so we keep it on path to save all these people, or is it just going to doom us all? Because like he does have insight, he has crazy wisdom, so he probably sees the fear of everybody.
Yeah, if I pull it, it's going to doom us all.
So the
Then
captain's
don't
gonna
pull it.
The captain's just going to interrupt you and say, "Get your mutinous hands off my key and strap the fuck in."
Mutiny seems like a good idea at this point, doesn't it? And he's gonna look at the Minotaur and be like indicate, like, and like point to wherever the sound is coming out from the speakers, and be like, pipe this conversation. Mutiny sounds like seems like an interesting word at this point, doesn't it?
Just tell everyone to strap in, gal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start telling everybody, calm down, take a breath, and strap in.
During this time, Deca is actually he's starting to write back in his journal, and he's like writing motherfucker, things he's learning by Ray, and he's mimicking him saying it, motherfucker. And then it's like the captain, fuck, what is the, and starts showing it to Note, what does this mean?
And in between telling and trying to convince people to sit down and shut up, explaining like, okay, this is just a localism. I mean, this explains this. Like,
Martine will actually go into further detail explaining that a motherfucker is someone that fucks your mother, but it's used as a
colloquially what
derogatory
it is. Yeah.
Like Martine actually goes into a long explanation when Deca shows this.
And I'll start copying it down.
At all of this like conversation, like Ray's like starts doing one of these ones, like just like oh. But at the same time, will actually
they're piping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are piping.
Piping everyone to
the explanation of motherfucker.
Just in case anyone didn't know. No, this is good. The pursuit of knowledge is important.
Oh.
Anyone who didn't know now knows anything.
You can actually see it from the bridge. You see up here a glass panel erupts outwards, and the tuxedo dwarf finally chooses his and he leaps out flying squirrel style and basically like begins to fly like under the flag spell, fully controlled.
Okay, and from the bridge, I feel like Ray kind of does one of these things again.
Are there places bridge to strap in? I'm assuming yes.
Yes.
So outside of the flavor text and all of this, I'm just trying to convince and persuade everybody to buckle up. So I don't know if you want me to roll persuasion or do anything, but that's...
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, everyone can look at your roll and decide what they want to do with it, but...
Okay.
Martine would start strapping in as close as she could to that sword.
I will say that, so Ray actually looks at the captain like, listen, your XO died a hero. You have a better choice. You can live as a hero or die as a douchebag. It's your choice.
The captain's just gonna kind of look at you and look down at his chest and say, I'm strapped in. Are you? At that point,
Please crash.
he grabs the sword handle also, but he doesn't pull it out. He pulls it back like a shifter.
Yes.
And the engines back here basically flip around so that the exhaust that was shooting backwards is now shooting forwards. And the ship is
Serenity style.
Yes, basically he did the equivalent of slamming on the brakes to slow their forward momentum.
I'm already doing my dex save right now. 13.
Definitely gonna be necessary. This one was definitely higher. How heavy would you say Ray is?
He's 110 pounds.
110 pounds.
And I'm going to use that inspiration I got earlier.
Are you not buckled in, Becca?
I was starting to buckle in,
Yeah,
but I
was gonna say, I thought
fully
Becca.
buckled in yet.
I
Becca,
would have.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Becca.
I use character names.
Yeah, sorry.
If Note had been saying to buckle
buckle up.
in, I
Yeah.
would have buckled in. She doesn't have to persuade me. I
So
will.
the only people who really need the reflex saves are the ones who neglected to strap in.
I didn't technically say I strapped in. Do you want me to? But I am also tied to Deca. I
okay,
figure if I was saying strap in, I would have strapped in, but I know I didn't
Ray
say
is
it.
definitely not strapped in. I feel like everybody, with maybe the exception of the Minotaur, is probably strapped in.
Yeah.
Where are you at on that, gal?
Would you have strapped in or
Made
no?
an 18. Oh no, I was piping the conversation like I was told to.
And you're just so dedicated to your job, you don't even budge. You're just
Well, on the
like,
bright
"No, I'm
side, your save was actually high enough.
yeah, that's what I mean.
So I
Well,
slam into the bulkhead, right?
The forward viewport actually, like the glass. That's why I was asking exactly how
So
much
I
you
like
weighed.
slam into it, and then I do like the anime thing. I'm just like, again.
Yeah, so you definitely did hit hit that glass pretty hard. You probably have superficial blood in the back of your head now. Don't feel the need to add ketchup, however. And because of your new position, you can see that the captain's trying really hard not to laugh. As the
I'm against the window, right?
I'd be laughing.
yeah, like
I'm
directly
a
in front of
monk.
you, we have the eye to eye mono
We're
position.
really high up.
No,
There
you're
is a
not really-
glass window right in front of me that I just slammed into. You
You're
know
really
what
not-
I'm about to do.
You're not. So to be clear, you're not high up anymore. And actually, if you were to look back over your shoulder, you're about 30 seconds from impact, even with the slowing down that he's doing with the full reverse. Just to clarify whatever it is you're willing to do.
Okay, but okay, so if I were to break this window, it wouldn't be a depressurization scenario.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
Galeth is going to hold on to something very sturdy.
Like the pipe.
Okay. Do I? So, are there any speakers on the bridge? I recognize that it's been piped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whatever you say, Captain. I, like, put my hands up again. In front of the window, like as clown as like exaggerated as possible.
Nice.
I understand you are upset of this. I've been injured. I've taken a head wound,
Too.
but we just want to live. Please don't make us sacrifice ourselves for the Orzhov. Please don't make us because of your debts.
Martine is even more confused than she was earlier.
Oh, Ray is full of shit right now, and like I have a charisma of 8. It's just like not. This is not good play.
But he's still gonna try though, bless him. He's determined, damn it.
So, said impact does happen. A testament to Captain Flint's skill. The ship does slow down sufficiently that while it is not in any way a smooth grinding halt and there is someone obstructing his view, he is still actually trying to steer the ship as it's like working its way through urban debris.
Oh, I'm actively trying to obscure his view, by the way.
I'm cheering him on.
He's aware.
I believe in you. Go, Captain, go.
And we'll let, you know what, we'll let Scott, go ahead and you can do the next D100. Let's hope you're not a Walsh. Don't roll a 1.
Don't make me sad. Now I'm sad.
Don't roll a 1.
Why'd you bring it up? We don't talk about it.
48.
Okay, you do not get Walsh. A large steel rebar beam does puncture the windshield, but it does not hit you.
Okay, hold on really quick. Did you have that as like an option? Because you set this whole thing up?
What?
What are you talking about?
I hate you.
What?
The Firefly reference. If you had done that and called it, oh, you got washed. Game. The logged out.
It's
Done with
important
you.
to understand context of things before they may or may not happen. So,
I
the ship
love
does-
playing Ray, but if he got washed, I would be like, that's a pretty epic ending.
No, that would be.
We lost games.
No, we did this.
So we're going to be ending the session with the ship coming to a dramatic halt and all power systems are flickering off even though the key is still in place.
Good, because the fake blood is really sticky and it feels really weird on my forehead.
Yeah, you should have just not done that.
I am committed to a bit.
Yeah, it's drama.
the NE with all the chaos, but that's just me.
By the way, before we quit out, I am currently making an intro for the Sun Puppies. And Becca's seen the mock-up of it. It won't. I was hoping to have it done by tomorrow, but it won't be. If anyone can give me a great description of their character, I would appreciate it, because I can make something in Daz, and it's going to be a pop-up book thing. So
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Sure, I'll send a description in the Sun Puppies chat.
okay.
I will send my art to you because it's awesome. So yeah, everybody,
What's this
thanks for coming.
Thank
That's
you.
our Monday game.
The Monday night game.
for? Okay.
Also, Tuesdays, I will be not on Paladins. Maybe it depends upon what day it is, but I'm doing a different style of game. But just to let you guys know, that on Tuesdays I might have something going on, and I encourage you to watch. And I will show you, and I will send you the Twitch link. One of my friends from D&D and Castle, Casey, is gonna run a game, and it's gonna be a very different style game.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Are we starting Infinite Suns next Sunday?
Yes, James, please send me your sentence.
And mine has changed.
Yeah,
So-
I got your
mine's
text.
changed. Mine's changed.
Send
to
me all
that's
your
Chester's.
sentences, because I am also doing an intro for Invisible Suns.
Okay.
Are we
That's-
choosing souls or not?
No, so the Souls thing is going to happen on stream in Zero Session. So there's a few
Okay.
things that I'm going to do on Zero Session.
Oh, thank God, we're still doing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
'Cause I
that's going to
have
be
questions.
the first. Yeah, there's tons of questions.
Thank God. I need the whole magic book.
Yeah, no. I will send everybody that entire link.
Bless you.
So the
Thank you.
secret soul stuff is
A little. It's a
going to
little.
be taken care of later.
Got it.
The Secret Soul thing shouldn't be a huge deal. The only reason that I didn't want to bring it up beforehand is because it's kind of a. Generally speaking, I'm supposed to assign it to you guys, not
Oh.
Got it.
because you're not really supposed to know it yourself. But that would give me a headache. So we will handle that next Sunday, same time as this, and hopefully we'll have a stream. But I need everybody's sentences and a brief, if you can, and I will ask Terry for this as well, a brief description of your character. I will try to do it in Daz. Please don't be super weird right now. I realize it's surreal and like it is.
But the Chamberlains have called your name.
Does something along the lines of a Hellboy fall in the too weird realm?
No.
Okay, then we're fine.
However, like Stitch, which you guys have interacted
Yes.
with, that is too weird. I can't do that in Daz, so
Okay.
I'm not an artist, so
Okay.
I kind of have to do things digitally.
If you need help with illustrating stuff, I'd be happy to. I may not get it done as fast as my normal work if I'm doing it free, but I'd be really happy to help with this kind of stuff. love it.
I am all about having illustration, but I also appreciate an artist's time, and so I never want to make a supposition on it.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. The answer is yes. He would love assistance, but
Yes.
he wants to work around your time frame because he understands that.
That's fine. That's all I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
please let me
it's-
know how many hours I will. Sorry, I need to kill a stream on this, but